maybe first impression of the team, Charleston, all of it?
I've been really impressed by everything, honestly. The team is great. It's a great cohesive group of guys. Obviously, there's still more people coming in, but for right now, it's been a great 4 or 5 days of practice, and I'm looking forward to the rest. And obviously, the city is gorgeous. I'm looking forward to get a little bit warmer, but I'll survive the next few weeks of cold. But right now, I've been really impressed by everything, and I'm really happy to be here this year.
When you look at new clubs, I mean, do you look at Ben Pierman and go, all right, this guy just wins, or do you look at the club and the history, or what is it that kind of draws newer players here?
There was a lot of things for me. I think I had a couple really good conversations with Ben about how he saw the team, how he saw me fitting into the team, and for me, that's kind of what drove me to make my decision to come here. And I think then you have the bonuses on top of the city being gorgeous and other like outside details. But I really believe in the group he's put together and his vision for the team this year, and I'm looking forward to showcase that.
I saw today you were pairing up a bit with Colton. How are you getting used to those different pairings up top, in a 3-5-2 versus being a solo 9 and a 4-3-3? How are you getting familiar with both, and which one do you kind of prefer?
I don't know if I prefer anything. I think it just depends on really how the team plays in general. Obviously, Colton's a young player. He's got a lot of talent. And there's a few guys, out here that I have to get to know, and I mean, really the whole team. So it's kind of figuring out how we're playing from the goalkeepers to how they kick it to, my strike partner or who the number 10, below me, however we play. So I think it's going to be a long process. I don't think it's going to come quickly, and I think come July, August, we're probably still going to be working on things. But for now, it's a promising start, and it's an exciting group of guys. So,
in terms of going into these preseason matches that are quickly upcoming, what are you hoping to get out of them in terms of getting comfortable with those different pairings, or just learning how different people play? What are you hoping to get out of?
This is my 7th professional preseason, and early in my career, I was wanting to win as many of the games as possible, and showcase that side of things. But I think what's really important is building the foundations for the rest of the season. So I think it is trying new things in those games and seeing who can do what and who likes to do what, and does Colton want it to feet? Does he want it behind? The midfielders, how they play, how they pass, what's their range of passing. So there's all these little things that I think I'll be looking more so, and then the results I think will come in the season. But I think for preseason, starting Friday, it's going to be getting those pairings together and getting a sense of the team as a cohesive unit, how we play and gel together.
Do you have any relationships with anyone on the team, coaching, staff, anything?
I played with Luis, the goalkeeper, in DC for 6 months, and other than that, no. But I mean, that's what this is for. It's not my first time, and I've been on teams where there's new guys who come in and we build relationships. So I'm not really worried about that. The ball's still round, and you still get a goal for putting it in the big square thing. So I'm not really worried about that.
Although you're a new player coming into the team, you're still one of the older guys, not saying you're old, but one of the older guys have experience in the MLS. What do you think your role is going to be on this team?
Well, the age thing has snuck up on me quick. Not too long ago, I was one of the younger guys. But no, I think, everything from on the field to off the field. Obviously, off the field, I can speak to that as, Colton's 10 years my younger, and I think I have a lot to, that I can show him with my experience and my failures and my successes. I'm very open about both things, and I think there's a lot of things that I could impart on others, and they can teach me too. Obviously, I've not played a lot in USL, and I think there's a lot that I can learn from it in that regards too. And I think in terms of leadership as the team, I think we have a lot of guys who are around my age, so I don't feel like I'm that old. Thank you very much, but I'm honestly just looking forward to getting to know the guys better and to share what I know and to learn from them too. I think over the course of this year, I think it's going to take a group effort to get where we want to go. So.
And as the new guys come in, maybe they're younger, not calling you old once again, but what is one piece of advice you'd share to them as you're starting kind of anew yourself?
I mean, really just your work and your attitude is everything in this line of work. Obviously, it looks good from the outside, but there's a lot of bad days and a lot of dark times, and if you can work through those and persevere, I think that's going to get you kind of through it. And I think this season we got to rely on each other. Obviously, it's a it's a smaller squad right now, and I think we're really going to have to rely on the guys in that locker room to perform and to hold each other accountable and boost each other up.
Kind of going back to your role, just real quick, knowing with kind of the turnover in the attacking core from the year before, is there like an element of enthusiasm or encouragement knowing that you're going to be kind of the main man leading the line up top?
I mean, from a personal standpoint, it's not really anything in my career I've had before. Obviously, MLS is a different beast, and they're spending millions and millions of dollars at my position, and that kind of has brought different challenges to me. And I think that was one of the things I looked at this opportunity for, is to to be the guy to to play game in, game out, and get on the score sheet, and something I'm excited to do. But at the end of the day, it's about winning games, and that's something I want to do. I've been on 2 championship teams. I know what it feels like. I know what it takes to do it, and I want to do that here. I think there's a different feeling when you win it with a good group of guys, and I think that at the end of the day is the goal. So be it you score a lot or the team wins, I'd rather the team win. So.
How is Charleston compared to your first time here when you visited in 2022 with
It's nicer knowing I don't have to go back to February in Columbus. Well, I do love Columbus, but February in Columbus is not ideal. So this is much nicer. Although I have lived in Atlanta and I do know how hot it gets, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But we'll just roll the sleeves up literally and get a nice tan, and from then on we'll see how it goes.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I know. We used to train at like 9 a.m. and it would be too hot, and yeah.
But last thing for me, sorry. I think most strikers have their thing that they bring to the field, to the team. What do you think is your, not one thing, but if you do have a thing that you could bring to the pitch, what do you think it is?
I would just say it's the way I combine, in tight spaces with my teammates around me, and I think the way I shoot the ball. I'm excited to not do it in practice, but do it in games now. It's been a fun few days, and the way this ball moves is kind of crazy, and I'm looking forward to doing that in a game. But so far it's been fun, and honestly, these questions are making me really excited to play. So I got to wait another 5 weeks. So I appreciate you guys getting me nice and excited for it. But I got 5 weeks to go here.
Last one for me, but just speaking of excitement, we'll have all the cameras out here. If you're having maybe a message to fans who are probably also equally excited to see you and get to know you, what would that be to the home supporters?
No, just that I'm honestly, I can't wait to be in that stadium over there again. I was here 4 or 5 years ago, and they were great then, and I'm sure they'll be great again. And I just want to get off on the right foot for the team and just get this thing going. I think the anticipation's kind of, Ben talks about it like you're in the beginning, you're excited, and then you kind of hit the dog days. But I'm just excited at this point, and I don't see those dog days really coming for me personally. So I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to meeting them in person too.
What is kind of the feeling as you get back out here? Very short break. I mean, this league goes so long.
Yeah, I think overall it's excitement. Just coming back on my 4th year, excited to be here, excited that we've made so many new additions, strengthened the squad from the coaching staff, front office to the players.
With so many new people coming in, does that change your mindset? Do you feel a little bit more of a responsibility to kind of step up as a leader, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think everyone kind of comes in with their own 2 cents, their own experience of what they can contribute to the squad. So I think it'll naturally kind of take place as guys get comfortable, get settled outside of soccer. They'll start to make new relationships, and the team chemistry and the team bonding will kind of increase. Obviously, with such a big turnover, you do need to put a little bit more emphasis on that. I think stuff that we can do off the field will definitely influence the chemistry and our playing style on the field.
Do you use last year as any type of motivation to the guys that were here talk about it, or is it in the past it happened and it sucks and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely relevant for all the guys that are here. That feeling of losing in the first round, it's still present. To the new guys, it doesn't mean as much, so you can only use it so much. But I think for everyone who's joining this squad, they're pretty. They know exactly what they were brought here for, and that was because we kind of fell short of some of the expectations and some of our goals. So it's definitely referenced from time to time.
I asked Coach this as well, and you've obviously played longer with the players that had left this season, you know, Juan David's playmaking and MD's pressure on the ball, how are the new guys going to not only fill those gaps but bring their own flair?
Yeah, I think everyone brings their own experience and their own playing style, so it's definitely not going to be the same as last year, and I think that can be a very good thing. You know, there's going to be an unpredictability. I think by the end of the year, teams had us very well scouted, so I think for the first games, the first couple months, so many new faces, new players of the league will have a little bit of a unpredictable factor to our game.
And you being a big playmaker on the team, how are you just now getting used to all those different combinations in the midfield and different up-top players?
Yeah, it just takes time. You know, we're only in the first week of preseason, so I think with time you'll be able to learn to see what guys' tendencies are, what they like, what they don't like, as well as them learning from the guys that are here. So a little bit of time, a little bit of team bonding and some team chemistry will start to increase.
I asked Coach as well, it's your fourth preseason with the team, making one of the more longer tenured players. How has this one kind of felt, either similar or different than years past for you?
It's warmer, so that's nice. Yeah, last preseason I think we had like a foot of snow, so that was different. I mean, we were down in Florida as well. You know, I think we're pretty lucky to have do our preseason here in Charleston. Teams come down from the north to here, or even more south. So it's nice. It's nice to be able to stay home, routines. You know the restaurants, local restaurants. You can cook at home. So it is a long preseason, but with such a big turnover, it's kind of necessary.
I asked Coach this also. I know it's early. I know you're getting all the secondhand questions, but in that locker room, can you find a word to describe this group?
Yeah, I'd say that there's like an edge to the guys. Everyone's kind of got something to prove.
Lastly for me, can you talk a little bit about the chemistry between the coaching staff now and how the new coaches are integrating into the team, especially with the new guys?
Yeah, it's new voices everywhere, you know, whether it's teammates or, like you said, the coaching staff. They're a lot more vocal, so just getting used to what their expectations are, what they see maybe is different from years past. So I think that's going to make a huge impact for specifically for positions and chemistries and even into our playing style. I see them building our mentality a little more than what we had last year.
With such a short turnaround time, I feel like y'all were done for like a month. What for you specifically, like, do you find most important to kind of get like mentally, physically prepared for this long season?
Yeah, I think since it's such a long season, pacing ourselves is probably the best. You know, staying and doing extra is always good, but you know, with injury prevention, just doing little things that you can do that each individual player needs to make sure that they're ready for come March 7th.